Well, switching gears, you may have seen her in front of the camera on America's Got Talent or the TLC series The Willis Family, but today she's sharing her story about life behind the scenes.
It's all part of her new memoir, Unspeakable, Surviving My Childhood and Finding My Voice. Please welcome singer-songwriter Jessica Willis Fisher.
Jessica, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's just dive in. You know, people saw you on TV. You were this beloved family, all these children doing what they love to do. What was really going on behind the scenes?
Well, there were a lot of toxic and unhealthy things that had been present for many years, ever since I was young. When I was really little, I didn't have words for that. I didn't necessarily know that anything was wrong, and then realizing something was wrong. It was really just maybe my body telling me or something was uncomfortable, but not having the clarity, not understanding. But it did get to the point where I was in my early 20s on TV performing with my family, and a lot of parts of it did really look quite good, but those unhealthy threads, so to speak, had stayed woven in that whole time, and it had really escalated. It got really bad.
Yeah, and when you talk about toxic, I mean, your father was very controlling, very manipulative.
Yeah.
There was abuse.
Yes, I'm pretty open about my dad was pretty much abusive in every way that a person can be. I went through childhood sexual abuse. It got really violent when I tried to get out. And you know, that's the story, although I was out talking and performing, like that's the story that I really needed to tell and didn't know how to. And in a way, my book is finally doing that. It's called Unspeakable, but the Un's crossed out because like something changes when you actually speak that part of your story.
Right. Well, speaking of releasing that book, you also recorded your debut solo album. How have these projects helped in the healing process?
So incredibly healing, really positive. I felt like music in particular, you know, I hadn't written a book before, but music I had done with my family, and I had needed to step away from all of that. I didn't want to be on TV. I didn't want to be doing public things. I didn't want to be on stage. I didn't know what I was going to say. What I needed to, I think of like go to the emergency room of life, and I say that a lot, but it's just kind of an easy way to describe how desperate that was. And so it was this question of, I don't know if I'll ever come back and do anything public or do music again. But I did realize eventually that that was a genuine love that I had, and it wasn't something that I was willing to let be kind of a casualty of the past. Like I wasn't going to let my dad take that. I wasn't going to let trauma take that. And it's been hard, but it's been like a reclaiming. So it's just been really wonderful. Both the book and the album are kind of like two different, they're like sisters, they're like twins. I just birthed them 6 months apart.
It's interesting. One is a book, one is a song, but it all stems from writing. Writing and finding your voice, like it says.
Yeah, those are not like different things in my mind. Like we know, you know, there's certain things that we are used to seeing. You know, there's an actor and a singer, or someone who writes poetry might also write songs. And to me, they're just like really compatible. They're different, and that's wonderful because like through 2020, I was recording the album and also writing the book. So if something came up, it went into one of those two things, and there's free to, you know, some things you can say in a book that you can't say in a song, and vice versa. So that's why we have different art mediums, and you know, those are both things that I love.
Writing the book or the music, because you wrote 8 out of the 10 songs I read on your first album. That's huge. Was it? Did it feel therapeutic through the process, or did it feel triggering through the process, and it almost wasn't until it was done that you kind of could look back?
Yes, like all those things, all those things. And it's so strange to say, talking about, I mean, there's a lot in this book. Like it gets dark, it's hard. There's also so much strength and healing and hope that not only the living of that, but the writing of that really gave me so much. And even if this book had never been put out, I needed to write it for me.
The therapeutic,
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a really interesting time. The book's been out just a little bit, and you know, I was not assuming, it was not necessarily a given that it would go out and connect with other people, but that's still something that I'm getting used to, and just hearing from people you know, what this book means to them, because I know it's meant to me and how it's helped me. But I mean, that's, I think, a beautiful thing about art, whether it's music, whatever it is that we make, that we needed, you know, we're writing like what we needed to hear sometimes and stuff, and then it goes out, and then people connect with their stories and their own meanings and stuff.
Well, and as we were saying just before the show, we said thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing those stories.
It's so scary.
It is very scary,
Yeah.
but as we were just saying, so many people are going to benefit from you sharing your truth. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yes, no, and I know that, you know, you're not the only one who has gone through something like this. And we have some words from the book that we want to share.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I have benefited so much from other people sharing their stories, and it gives us an opportunity to sometimes realize that we're not alone. The words "me too" have been so powerful for so many people, and I dedicate the book actually to, the way I put it is, all the other invisible boys and girls, because that's one of the ways that I see my younger self. It's like this little invisible girl. And to the back here, I wrote, in the process of regaining my voice, people have asked me both why I didn't say something then and why I'm saying so much now. All sexual abuse survivors are asked such questions. To the other little invisible girls and boys, I say it is not your responsibility to protect others and keep the peace. Advocating for yourself will most likely make your life and the lives of those around you much harder before your situation gets any better. But it is worth the fight to find safety and know truth.
That's beautiful.
This is the end of a long book, but
Thank you so
no
much
longer
for sharing your
invisible.
story.
You are not
yes,
invisible.
no,
Thank you so
definitely
much.
no longer.
well, I feel like I'm
invisible.
showing up for her.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Oh, and all the other people
Thank
you're
you.
helping.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Please, everybody, please go online to find out more information on Jessica Willis Fisher, her debut album as well, Brand New Day, her memoir. She's got a new song coming out next week. I mean, there's so much.
Christmas time.
Yes, JessicaWillisFisher.com and all her social medias as well.